JD on the track, on the track, on the track, on the track, on the track. Yeah. We wasn't broke coming up, but shit was never sweet. Free my brother, man, they hit him with a felony. And I be working all day, the nigga.
Hello!
Mama, how you doing?
I'm good, how are you?
How was your week?
It was good. I've been in the kitchen cooking, so
And I only fuck with niggas who see me with my last nigga.
vegan stuff. Don't make that face, okay? Vegan food is delicious, okay? You still gotta season it like everything else.
Oh my God, what was you eating at? What's that fake rice? What's the name of the fake rice?
Quinoa is not fake rice.
Yeah, fake rice.
You tried it.
It tastes like straight gravel, boiled hot gravel. Nah, I'm good.
It's really good. I actually made a vegan tomato basil soup and vegan grilled cheese, and the cheese melted. You're welcome.
Oh, okay. Because I was going to ask you, did the cheese melt?
That's a thing. That is a thing. Vegan cheese is a struggle, but I found one that works, a brand that works. So,
Okay, so did you sop it? Did you sop the?
you dunk it. One scoop. It was good.
Man, it sounds good though. Sounds good. I'm definitely willing to try that. We need to do like a cooking segment. You know, I'll come over with some. I don't know if I can do the vegan stuff, but we'll mix it up.
I will make you something vegan, and I won't even tell you how vegan it is. You're just gonna be like, "This is delicious," and I'm like, "You're welcome."
Just keep the hot gravel somewhere. I'm cool on the quinoa.
No quinoa. Copy that. So, how was your weekend? What you get into?
Well, I had an interesting week. I got a chance to see my son being crowned as Mr. Delaware State University. The 16th. So my man is going down in history books. So for all you up and coming HBCU children that's coming up, when you look in the books, he's the 16th Delaware State University Man of the Year.
That's amazing. I'm here for HBCU. I went to Morgan State, so
okay.
I'm familiar. I always have to go through Delaware anyway, so
you had to hop on the train and see what's up. It was very, very, very interesting. It was a little. I was taken back a little bit because of the corona. So,
was it like half the capacity, or like?
So not even half of the capacity. They only allowed 50 people in the building, and they cut, like last year. He was Mr. Junior last year.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So last year I think they had like maybe about 700-800 people in the building. So, everybody was screaming his name and this, that, and the third. So this year, he didn't have that. So I felt a little bad for him in that aspect of the game. But you know what? He put a stiff upper lip, and he took what was the cards that was dealt to him.
Yeah.
And he made the best of it. He put a big smile on it. I was real proud of him for that.
Did you like be extra in the crowd since it wasn't a lot of people? Were you like, woo, yeah, woo?
I did.
There wasn't 700 people in there. Like,
and you also know that I'm too big to kick out of the building, so they're not gonna say anything to me.
You're like, who are all these people? It's like, that's just my dad. That's my dad.
Yeah. Yeah, they already know when they see me come in the building, they quiet. Everybody get quiet. They don't want no smoke. These some big hammers right here.
That is so funny.
I done smacked a couple of people in my lifetime. We'll
like,
talk we'll talk about that one day.
Right.
What we'll do is I'll have you interview me. We'll do it in depth. what do you call that? A true Hollywood story on myself.
VH1 behind the music.
VH1 behind the scenes.
So like, how was that? Like when he was like younger, you would like pick him up from school, and you're like this tall guy.
Well, I was always the amazement for all the kids. You know,
Yeah.
you know, they saw me say, "Oh my God, that's your dad?" And he's like, "Yeah." You know, like, yeah, push my button.
Right, try it.
Look, I got my own superhero.
Right, exactly. That's so funny. Oh my goodness. How cool. So that's good. Good for him. Congratulations.
Yeah. But you know what? His journey is not over.
Right.
He got to stay focused. I already told him, you know, he got to stay focused. He has a plan. He got to stay on that road. You know, it's so easy for these kids these days to slip. So I don't really pester him about his grades and stuff like that, because he does pretty good on his own. And
That's good.
He's the type of kid that if he does slip in any way, he doesn't need me on his back to tell him anything. You know, he's his own worst critic. He has a quote that he says, and I don't want to say it the wrong way, but part of the quote is he's his own competition. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's a leader.
Yeah, he has a tattoo on his arm, and I don't want to say it the wrong way, but I'll probably put the tat of the quote in the where you guys can be able to see it. But I don't want to mess up his quote. You know. That's
what's up. So how is it like with the corona and like college? Like how does that work? Are they like in the dorm rooms, going to class, you know, from the computer?
Well, initially, when he went back, they was talking about going to class. They tried the class thing, but then I guess the teachers, you know, petitioned or what have you, and then they went to doing online. So he's actually in his dorm room doing online classes. So which is pretty good, because most kids didn't even get that opportunity to go back to school.
Right.
So he would have been in the house bored to death doing class. You know, so I'd rather him be there and doing his classes online, but at least he's away.
Yeah.
And, being that he was Mr. DSU this year, things were a little different financially. So
got it.
I didn't care if he went back or not.
I get it. I get it.
The school, you know. Not to put too much information out there.
That is too funny. But you know what? My friend's daughter, she just went to college. This was her freshman year, and she like barely finished her like first semester before COVID. You know, it was like, okay, and then they had to go pick her right back up. It was like she was like, I just dropped her off.
Yeah,
she's back already.
And now she's back. Begging me and eating my food.
Right.
Now I get it. Because this dude eats a whole bowl of cereal. He finds the biggest bowl in the whole entire house and pours like listen, that's enough cereal. Nah, I'm hungry.
It's the box.
That's half of a $8 box. Like, you know, cereal's $8 now. Like, stop it.
That is so funny. And that's how I used to be like when I was younger. I would get like the big bowl of cereal and I would sit in front of the TV and watch all the cartoons. And it would always start with like Bugs Bunny is like my absolute favorite.
Okay. Looney Tunes. Okay.
Hands down. Like nobody touches him.
Okay.
So, Bugs Bunny, Daffy Duck, he I don't know, the slobbering, the spit, or whatever, a little too much for me. But Bugs Bunny, I could watch him all day long. And Alvin and Chipmunk.
Okay. You're not into wet kisses.
No, I talk about that in my book. Like, absolutely not.
Okay. So for all you guys out there, be careful. Don't come with the slobber mouth.
I don't feel like my whole face should be wet because you're trying to be affectionate. Like,
oh my God.
It is not a good thing.
That's crazy, man.
That's funny. So we've got a series coming up now that we're gonna start doing, right? Drop the mic. Let's talk about that.
You know, I figured like there's so many different avenues out there, but a lot of them are out of the reach for the underdog. You know, and most of the people that are doing it, they're either charging a whole lot of money or just completely out of reach to the average person. So
right.
I was always a lover of music since day one, like since I was a kid. Like anybody who knows me, that really knows me, they knew, you know, how much a lover of music, and I have a very good ear.
Yeah.
When it comes to certain things. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pick the people that I think is hot, and I don't really care if you think he's hot or not. Not you, but the people.
Like, excuse me.
and just kind of like force it down their throats, and it's either, you know, super pause, but you know, it's either they like it or don't. You know,
super pause.
You know, they can either take it or leave it, but we're going to give them an opportunity to come on. We'll interview them a little bit. You know, ask them if they, you know, if they're good enough to drop a mic. You know, because not everybody can drop a mic. You know,
that's very true.
Not too many people can say something and then drop the mic and walk off. So I want to see how good you are. Let's see if you can really drop the mic, and then we'll leave it up to the people. You know? We'll leave it up to the people to do the judging. You know what I'm saying? Because I've already been one of the judges by putting these particular people on. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
Hopefully, hopefully they don't embarrass me.
I got you this far.
Or better yet, embarrass themselves.
Do you think it should be like more like you give a topic, freestyle, or do you think they should come with like their best written verses and just
in the beginning, I'm not going to make it too complicated, but I think the deeper we get into it, we'll make it a little bit interesting, you know. But they definitely got to come with their best of their best, like get a haircut type best. You know what I mean? Don't come on here looking sloppy.
Right. Clean yourself up.
Yeah, clean yourself up.
A big break. You never know.
Even though we can't smell you, brush your teeth. You know.
It makes you rhyme better.
and look, this here, you know, this is a shameless plug. They don't pay me at all, but use a little lotion. You know?
Is it scented?
Huh?
Is it scented?
This one is, well, this is my favorite. This is yogurt.
Oh.
And it's a body butter by Course, if am I saying that right? And this is Hydro Repair.
Oh,
which is, you put a little bit on here.
Mm-hmm.
Put on your lips.
Silky smooth.
Yeah. You know, put on your lips. So when you come to an interview, you know, you look presentable. You don't have all sorts of like white caked up stuff in the corner of your mouth.
Oh,
you know?
God. Please. I'm hoping everybody practices some kind of self-care during this quarantine. Really on top of your stuff by the time you get back out into the real world and function, you know?
You're in the house.
All that hygiene. I think a lot of people like just gave up. They're like, I'm not taking a shower today or tomorrow or the day after. And it's like, what?
Yeah.
Keep up those good habits.
You got to do something with yourself.
Oh my goodness. Well, I wish them all the best of luck, and I'm looking forward to having everybody on.
Yes, we are.
Yeah, talent. So. And
here comes the next guest.
So our special guest today, you may know from Video Music Box, The Last OG, recently Vampires versus the Bronx. I feel like everybody's in this movie.
and you just might walk past him on the corner.
You're just right. He's an actor, singer, host, and he is our special guest today. Tuffy, we are bringing him in right now. Hello.
Thank you so much for having me. I apologize. I hit the wrong link. I went to Google Meet. I was sitting there by myself. This is what happens when you Black, Puerto Rican, Dominican from the Bronx and got attitude problem. But I'm humble.
Brother. How you been, man? Good to see you.
I've been good, man. So good to see you, Grizz. Grizz, this is the only time you look short.
Don't take away my inches, man. Don't take away my inches.
Listen, we all know you tall, and we all know you tall. I'm sitting here with Serena and Terrence, and they both send their love.
I said, what up? Let me see them. Let me holler, man. All right, guys.
Hi.
What up? What up? How was Mexico?
What's good, bro?
Was?
We still here.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Nice.
Wow.
We'll see you when we come home, though.
No, too bad I wasn't in the movie.
We tried. We had a role for you, but the camera can't go above your navel, so no one would ever hear you saying no.
Yeah, to me.
They didn't get the drone.
I have acting credits.
No drones on this, sis. We tried, but it's the 1800s, so drones haven't been created yet. They did have two black guys on top of each other to make the camera up high, but it just didn't work. It was really.
So how are you guys doing with the corona down there? With the the social distancing?
We are doing very well. We are being tested in amazing ways. We're being tested 3 and 4 days a week. We have the safest set in the game, as per Hollywood Reporter, and that was 2 weeks ago. This week we'll talk about it, but
okay.
Right now we're having a snowstorm, as you can see outside the window.
Right.
Welcome to New Mexico. Welcome to Santa Fe, New Mexico. But it's going well. We can't complain. We are shooting right now as we speak, and it's going amazing. It's really the people of New Mexico are amazing.
Can you disclose what you're working on? Can you give us a little juice?
We are working on a black western. Oh. The title of it is "The Harder They Fall" for Netflix.
Okay.
The star of the film is and then there's also. Okay,
I like that guy. I like him.
We got. This is the Harder They Fall. This is actually not my hat. This is Terrence's hat. Is that what it says?
Okay. You have one of those for the underdog, right? You have 2 of those for the show, right?
Right. Did you not get them?
No. I know it's on the way.
Well, I'll check. Terrence, can you check the mail and see if everything went out?
Yeah.
To the underdog.
Make sure Shawnee gets one. Make sure.
I got you. Shawnee, actually, I think the one we sent was for Shawnee and not for Grizz. But we'll work on that.
Okay.
Yours might say ketchup. I don't know, Grizz. I don't know.
So, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go back. I'm gonna jog your memory a little bit. I'm gonna dust those memory banks off. And what was Tuffy doing that led him up to Video Music Box?
Wow. Video Music Box was a dope time for me. And prior to that, I was working for a production company. I had just gotten out of high school, and my personality allowed me to flow through the industry. A lot of friends, a lot of relationships. And my sister was doing a music video for this company called Classic Concept Productions. So they had a video for Davey DMX. The name of the song was Ooh Girl. You can look it up.
Okay.
And they needed extras. So they called me and they said, Tuffy, can you be an extra? I was like, whatever you need. And they said, don't say whatever you need. I was like, whatever you need. What do you need? Tell me. And they were like, well, we need some extras in the background. I was like, how many you need? They said, how many can you get? I said, okay, stop testing me. What do you need? That's what we do in the Bronx. You call, you say, yo, I need such and such. So they told me they needed 10 people. So I was like, okay, that's easy. So I called 5 friends and 34 people showed up or something like that. Almost 40 people showed up. So when they saw that, they were like, we need to know more about what Tuffy's capable of. So after we shot that video, I became a talent coordinator with Classic Concept Productions. And for my 21st birthday, I decided to have a birthday party, and I invited a bunch of friends, including Ralph McDaniels from Video Music Box. So Ralph came with the camera crew, but the one thing he did wrong was he brought his younger brother, Brian McDaniels, who I shout out. He runs Atlanta. He's the mayor of Atlanta. Brian was too young, couldn't get in the club. So Ralph was like, yo, I got to drive back to Brooklyn and take him home. So just interview your friends. So my friends happen to be Heavy D and Pete Rock and Salt and Pepper and Dana Dane. And that's how my Video Music Box life started.
Nice.
Wow.
Nice. The nice setup. So thank you, younger brother, for being too young.
And I apologize for the gunshots in the background, but Terrence is watching 48 Hours, and he thinks that Axel Foley is his best friend.
Nice. Yeah,
That's how we do gunshots while we eat lunch.
He was the one who got me to buy what was it, 2 and 3 in the pack together.
Terrence is good. Terrence is good for making you buy videos. Always buy 4K and always buy up. He's an upgrade guy. I'm from the lower part of the ground.
I always knew that Beverly Hills Cop 3 was terrible, but the way he pushed it on me, it just made me want to go buy it.
Totally. Listen, I love Terrence, but I hate that he makes me spend money on things that I don't need.
Yeah.
What did I push on Grid?
He said, "What did I push on Grid?"
Beverly Hills Cop Part 3 was terrible.
I even like 3.
Yeah, but when
you made him buy the whole series.
But when you bought 2, 3 was in there.
Yo, my dude, real quick. Congratulations, brother.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yes, sir, man. Come on. We had man champions. You heard?
Hold on, man.
Hold on. Are we talking Lakers?
Oh, watch your mouth, man.
Listen. Let me tell you. This is how I feel about the Lakers.
Watch your mouth. Watch your mouth.
Not getting involved.
Listen, my Laker love died in January.
Hold on. Let me
love me, and I love the Lakers. I'm not a Laker fan.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he got what you looking for? Oh, really? Oh, he pulled out.
Watch your mouth.
Oh wow.
Watch your mouth. That's the complete history. Minus our new one.
Wow.
The complete history.
Yeah,
so that's like the 80s and then 2020. I mean, what y'all did in between that?
Well, watch your mouth. What do you mean? What did we do?
What they did in 2008.
Yeah, what y'all do in 2008?
What? Listen, we lost to the Celtics.
Y'all lost to the Celtics?
But then what happened after that? We won two straight.
Right. I mean, right?
2 straight.
What's happening?
Your man just gave me the Laker hat. Listen, I got to put an F in front of that. I'm a straight faker. I mean, I don't have no love for no NBA team right now because my Nets have sucked for so long that I don't have a team to claim.
Oh, so the hate in your blood is real.
My dude, there's no hate.
Yeah, it is.
Some of the best games I've ever watched in my lifetime were Lakers and them Celtics dudes. The Showtime days were the most amazing days of basketball. But that's when you say that era ended a long time ago. No disrespect to Kobe. I love Kobe. I even love, what's that dude's name with the receding hairline who's sitting down? Lebanon.
You know what?
I forgot his name.
Let's
Lebron. I'm getting yelled at from the dungeon.
You're being so disrespectful.
Listen, the bubble popped, man. Y'all won, all right? The bubble popped.
Listen,
it's over.
Listen.
Y'all need Kyrie.
You're lucky.
That was a joke. I'm not a Kyrie fan at all. I give love. Y'all did.
You know what?
Y'all did great. I think Anthony Davis is the reason y'all won, though. I don't give LeBron all that props.
He is the reason. We would have never won without him.
Real tough. You are Anthony Davis. You are the Anthony Davis of podcasts.
Well, I'll take that.
All day.
I'll take that.
Shawnee is everybody else.
I had to go get everybody else.
Shawnee is the whole squad, and you're just Anthony Davis. Sorry.
Okay. I'll take that. I'll take that.
That just means y'all get rings in when does the season start? Like next week? The new season starts in like 10 days?
We'll take that. We'll take that.
Serena said you're Rondo, which means your fingers are really long.
I'll take that. I'll take Rondo.
The Wolverine of basketball.
Puppet master.
No question.
So so now you got your job at Video Music Box.
Yes, sir.
Who's gonna play for Christmas?
They're talking about the Lakers still. Sorry. And down.
So, what kind of hurdles did you have to jump when you first started? Like did you have to go up against any other VJs? Because this is well before MTV.
There's always competition.
Text me. I sent me a text.
There's always competition on that level because folks think that they can take your blueprint and make something better.
Okay.
Video Music Box is the blueprint for MTV, not just MTV Raps, but MTV in general.
Yeah.
MTV might have showed one black artist when Video Music Box showed everybody.
Yeah.
Which was like
there were always VJs. Right? I can't tell you how many times Ted Demi would see me at parties and be like, "I loved yesterday's episode," and I'm like, "You watching Video Music Box like that?" He said that interview with Shaggy, or he talked about whatever we did, and he'd always ask me, "Yo, can you get Ralph to give me a call?" Because Ralph won't return my calls. Ralph wouldn't return his calls because they were so busy taking what we were doing and doing it differently that Ralph just felt offended by that. That was the 80s for you.
So Ralph couldn't get a different type of hold on it where he couldn't get the like. I'm just curious why he never got that backing, like that huge backing to push him to the next level.
I think that he didn't want to lose control. That's honestly what it was. I think he was more afraid because I worked out. Back in the days, I had a relationship with Fox. Before there was D's Pump It Up on Fox, I had a relationship with Fox. So I set up a meeting with Fox and Ralph. And Fox had they offered us like $600,000, of which like 200 went to Ralph and 100 went to the three other VJs, and then 200,000 went to production. And it was more than enough. But the contract stated that after 6 months, Ralph's executive production title would be reduced, and he wasn't trying to hear that. I think he liked being in charge, and I respect that. That's how he felt. I can't change that. That was his baby. So although the money would have been great, I think he wanted to keep the relationship with the game in his control.
I get that now because like now that's what artists want to do. They want their publishing, they want their credits, they want to be independent artists. Like that's something that we're striving for now versus like what mid 90s, early 2000s when everybody was like label. What label are you attached to? So it's interesting how it kind of circles back to something that was like fought for so hard. So but you like okay, you're hosting. When did the acting thing, like was acting always the main focus and it just led into hosting and singing and things like that? Like what was the start?
I started acting early. My first commercial, I was 3 years old.
I was a baby.
1971, Mattel Toys. You can look it up. If you can find it, send it to me because I can't find it. And I had a lot of auditions. Like I remember, but I talked about this just the other day. When I was a kid, as a Yankee fan in the Bronx, my dad used to have a friend who worked for Con Edison, and Con Edison used to have this thing called the Con Ed Kids. The Con Ed Kids used to be 2 adults and 10 children, but you had to be either physically, mentally challenged, or you had to be impoverished. Now, my only physical challenge is I've always been a big boy, but I used to use that as a chance to audition. So we would go, we'd take our worst pair of clothes, me and my boys, to get in the Yankee Stadium free. And I'd be like, Daddy, I want a hot dog. Like I was just this terrible kid. And I don't want to use the word retarded, but I was. But I use that as part of my that propelled me into loving acting so much. And so
Challenged.
every opportunity.
He said challenged.
Mentally and physically challenged, to say the least. Yes,
He
sir.
said challenged.
I was one of Jerry's kids before Jerry was. Regardless of the fact, I use everything that was like I used to audition for films and television as a kid, and I would use every part of the things that I did every day. I thought that humor was important. I thought that laughter was important. I used to fall in the middle of the street and stop traffic just to see how people would respond. I remember in junior high school, and this was an embarrassing moment, and I still talk about this like it just happened. And this wasn't intentional, but it was not pretty either. I'm a big boy, so in junior high school, you wore polyester basically every day when you didn't have money. So on this very ugly winter day, I was running across the street from one bus to a second bus to get the bus to school. I didn't see the black ice. I fell on the ground in front of the city bus, and when I tried to get back up, I fell again. And when I fell again, my pants ripped, and my book bag opened up, and all my books spread out. So I'm down, I'm going crazy, reaching for stuff and crawling in the ice. And the bus driver's like, ah! So everybody sees me, attention is, all my friends are on the bus seeing me and laughing, and they all on the 36, and I'm in front of the 5. And I crawled, I picked up my stuff, and when the bus left, I got up and I walked home. It was a slow cowboy, Western, I'm fat and I'm broken walk. But I used all of that for an audition that I booked when I was like 12 or 15 or whatever is after middle school. But I'll never forget that. And people are like, yo, you remember that time you fell over by Corvettes? And I'm like, yeah. But that's part of who I am. That's part of my training as far as I'm concerned. So it was an easy transition doing acting and video music box and doing casting. All of it is a part of who I've always been, trying to be creative.
Just real quick, I got 2 questions I want to ask you about Video Music Box.
Yeah.
One, the kind of numbers that Video Music Box did at the time, right? Like as far as views, the viewership. I'm just curious why those numbers didn't push you guys over the top. Like those were huge numbers. Where even when he was on 31 at the time, I think, Channel 31. Yes. He couldn't even get pushed to like PBS. He couldn't even get like 13.
I think he could have, but I think he chose to stay with the city because he had more. He basically ran the building. We were at the municipal building. He never had any issues. PBS at the time was going through their thing with they were transitioning from NJU to some city property. I think that and also this is one of the things that show you how big our show was. We were the only local show in the country that reported to Billboard. So obviously the relationship was there. But again, Ralph made the decision to not take on the big boys.
I respect him for it. Because I was just always curious, like after all these years, why he was never in a different space. But it's good to know that he stuck to his guns, and that I guess that not guess, but that shows people coming up to like stick to your guns.
Right. In some cases, I mean, the thing is this. What? Had he done it after 20 years, and it's been now 36 years since Video Music Box first aired, had he decided at 20 years, okay, I've done 20 my way, I'm going to do the next 10 or 15 this other way, he probably would be beyond a millionaire at this point. And the world would be a happier place for all of us. But the one thing that he did do right is he now has 36,000 hours of footage that he owns and controls, and he's now having it all digitalized so he can create the Video Music Box app so people have access to all of that. That's
what I was just about to ask you. Like, what is he going to do? Because I know he has like big ass reels. What are you going to do with all that?
You should. I'm going to send you a picture offline. The last picture he sent me was in the studio up in Connecticut, and it looks like he's hoarding There's so much video, so much reel, so many old 3/4 inch tapes. It's bananas.
Okay.
He had to move everything from the city and his house in Long Island to a place in Connecticut that basically is just equipment.
Okay.
You can't walk in there. I can't walk in there because I'm big. Grizz, you will never get in there. Never, ever, ever.
So the second part to the question is, out of all the people that you interviewed, from Queen Latifah to MC Light to Big Daddy Kane to, I mean, the list goes on and on.
Yes.
Who would you say was your most controversial or your best interview or your favorite interview?
Wow.
That and I know you had a lot.
I've had a lot. I think I loved interviewing Aaliyah. She was just sweet. What I didn't like about that interview was Dame Dash. Dame and her were dating at the time, so no matter what she and I talked about, he was like, "No, don't say that. No, let's do this over." Like he kept cutting through it, so we didn't get to really get into the meat of things. I enjoyed that a lot, but I think my favorite interview might be Brandy, because Brandy she was great. We sang together. She was a lot of fun. She was young and it was cute, and it was just a great time. And it was a great time in music. It was the '90s. We shot at the Apollo all the time. It was just a lot of great things happening. I don't know if I have a real good controversial one. I would probably say when we shot in the Adirondacks, right after we did what is the name of that song? Symphony. When we shot Symphony, and there was an incident on the bus that some people have heard about that we're not really allowed to talk about, but I like to laugh about. But I think that the controversy of that, talking to Kings of Pressure, talking to the different artists, and talking to the dudes that stuff happened to, that's where the controversy lies. Like a lot of the interviews that we've done have not been aired because labels have made Ralph sign DNAs, but I didn't sign. NDAs. What did I say? DNAs? I'm tired. NDAs. I said DNAs. What's wrong with me? I'm about to stab this fork in my eye. I'm a motherfucker. Yeah, NDAs. Thank you. So but the funny thing is, I never signed, but Ralph is the controlling of the controlling aspect of the show. So I couldn't do certain things, but controversy is hard because I tend to not create controversy when I talk to people. I ask questions. I'm honest. I don't look at them as just artists. They're humans. So I've always been very, very, very honest. Grizz is wearing shorts. Let me find out, Grizz.
Yo, listen, I'm in my Malibu, kid. Huh? You see me? I'm in my Malibu right now, man. Huh? I got on my bull shorts, black bull shorts. I'm good money right now, huh?
I love that, man. I don't want to ask what Shoni got on. I'm scared.
No, listen. Tuffy.
Sweatshirt. Okay.
Don't get me in trouble.
Be easy, Tuffy. No, watch yourself now.
Looking for love in all the wrong
He's home protected over here, man.
Oh my goodness.
Where was the symphony shot at? Was that real snow?
Yeah, we shot that in the Adirondacks. We shot that way in Adirondacks. Matter of fact, if you watch the video, everybody is in costume except for Big Daddy Kane.
Mm-hmm.
Because on the way up there was the infamous incident, and Kane couldn't shoot. He had to leave with us. So we shot his scene the following week in the city once all the craziness with the feds went away.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it was great. It was a lot of fun. Craig G was hilarious. Master Ace. I think that was Marley Marl was hilarious. It was a great, great shoot.
Man, that was one of my favorite songs, man.
Great song.
That symphony put me in a different place, different space. Huh?
Same here.
So,
You were right.
where do you feel? How do you feel? Where the state of hip hop is now?
I don't know if this is called hip hop anymore. Honestly, I feel like we've lost what hip hop was the only way we could talk about hip hop today is talking about the golden era, the '90s. The early 2000s was where the twist started to go in a weird direction, and I don't know if I'd call what music is today hip hop. I would call it you know what? I got to think of that. I don't have a term for it. It's not rap. Trap. Trap.
Nah.
I don't want to call it that either.
His own.
I wouldn't want to. I wouldn't want to listen to today's music in a strip club, and that tells you that I just don't enjoy what music is. Because hip hop, back in the '90s, you can listen to hip hop and R&B in a strip club, and you were just good. It was like being at a party with naked women, and I enjoyed that. No disrespect, Shawnee, but
I wasn't in there.
well, I know you weren't. I'm not saying, but I'm just trying to be respectful of the women because I got a daughter and I love women, and I'm very, very responsible. Don't ask Serena, but but I tried my best, and I think that hip hop it hasn't evolved. It's paused while this other stuff goes on, and I miss it.
It has to do with like social media now. Like, is it as far as like finding talent? Do you think just anybody can just get found and exposed, or with talent or without the talent? Just because social media platforms will push somebody who really has like nothing to say.
90% of the time
they're garbage.
A lot of garbage.
Trash performers are getting like a lot of spotlight.
It's not just the sad part is it's not just the garbage. It's the people who are listening to garbage and calling it good.
Right.
That's where the problem lies. Social media has made people think that they can get away with saying anything they want. Social media has allowed people to become window punks. Like they're the people who live on the third floor who you be like, come downstairs and say that. And they ain't coming down. They ain't opening their door. They ain't coming out.
No.
So social media has made it okay to make crap and call it something else. I don't understand mumble rap. I don't want to talk about what's going on in the South, but I think that music is really weird. And I'm hoping that people like T.I., who is not terrible, I love Versus. Versus is allowing people to see things a little differently.
Yeah.
And appreciate good old-fashioned music. And old-fashioned hip-hop, R&B, whatever the case may be.
Wish T.I. and Busta would have went at it. I really wish that would happen.
I think that's still going to happen.
I hope it does.
I think it's good for the music.
The what is this? Jeezy and T.I.?
No. First of all, Jeezy is Schroeder on the keyboard in Charlie Brown. He's just not enough. Stop.
I was going to say, does he even have 20? No shade, but I don't know about 20 hits for Jeezy.
He has a cool 9.5.
He does. Cool 9.5. I love that. That should be the name of his next project. A cool 9.5.
He got a cool 9.5, man. I think honestly, and not taking nothing away from T.I., but I think he kind of ducked it when he was saying that it was a generation gap. But it's really, and then he put stipulations on it. He couldn't play a song before 2001, I believe he said. You know why? Because he didn't want to get hit with the dilly, yo. He wanted to get hit with that shit.
Real talk. I was talking to Terrence about that. Terrence, I didn't believe that it even happened because I try not to pay attention to some of that.
He didn't want to get
crap.
Shit.
He had a lot of nerve. I mean, personally, I would have AARP sue the shit out of T.I., but that's just me. I think T.I.'s disrespect needs to get beat by his dirty old uncle.
It was a bit disrespectful, but you know who came and put the nail on the head? will.i.am. Did you see? He said some real shit. Excuse my language, but he said some real speedy blah. Right. And it really made sense. It really did. Like, from what he said, I was like, you know what? Come to think about it, T.I. didn't really want that smoke.
No, he didn't.
Really don't want that smoke. And then, and think about who he tried to push off. He tried to push him off on L. Cool J. So that already puts him, Busta, in a different bar if you're telling him to battle LL.
Agreed.
And so that puts
LL said he's with it.
Yeah, but I think LL is it should just be he should be eliminated from the verses.
I don't think he should battle himself.
I don't think it'll be fair.
I mean, I don't know who you put L up against, really, if there is anyone to put him up against.
Tuffy, he go in there and do Bad and I Need Love is over.
I agree.
It's over.
He don't have to do much. They should put him up against Patty. No, I'm kidding. I mean, he got songs for days.
Nobody got moves like Patty.
Nah, nobody. And Patty brings some biscuits and some fried chicken. LL's gonna be done.
So when you think about like the artists, like when they first started or whatever, is there any artist that like kind of surprised you with their longevity? Like when you first heard them, you were like, okay, you're not gonna be around for too long, and then they're like still around.
That list is a lot longer than you would think, only because like there are people who I know don't really sing. They've been very blessed to be in the studio with some producers who are like, all right, we'll work on that. We'll fix that. I mean, I can give you one perfect example.
Okay.
Mary J. Blige.
Okay.
Not a singer.
Okay.
Her first album was pretty bad if you really listen to it musically. But she had an energy when it came to her shows and her performances that you just couldn't stop looking at her. You couldn't stop vibing with her. And then Puffy got smart, Uptown got smart. They gave her the kind of producers that got her. She sang songs that young people, she became a stylized singer, whereas you didn't have to sing. You just had to be able to follow the beat and follow the rhythm and follow the hooks. And as long as you can sing those hooks, like it's like when you go to a wedding and there's an old man and his woman and they're playing Reasons the DJ's playing Reasons and they sound terrible, but they love each other. Reasons! And you're like, I hate this people. But there's an audience for that. That's what Mary found. She found that audience.
And they changed her look at the right time.
Perfectly.
Very fly.
And they built her through a hip hop and R&B vein that really wasn't originally constituted. Like it was pieces of it here and pieces of it there. But they built a line for her and they followed the rhythm. They followed it perfectly. And each album just got better. And then they started pairing her with people like Elton John and grown folks, singers who knew what they were doing, who helped her find her way. And the rest is history. So there are a lot of people who should not have had a career, but have figured it out. You wonder why Jamie Foxx's albums have never done well. Boy can sing. You wonder why Latifah's albums have never done well. Yeah. She can sing. These are real dope artists, but they've sacrificed their music for their acting. Right. LL has been very fortunate. I asked him the other day if he had a chance to just continue in music and be a record executive and never do the acting, would he have taken that? No. And that's a hard question for him to answer because acting has made his career bigger than his rap career. No question.
Will Smith
all day. Yeah. And Will Smith, we all know Will Smith was not really a rapper.
There's just on the
He's been rapping gifts at Macy's, not rapping on the mic.
Like on the low though, Will Smith got bars on the low.
Will Smith got bars if you live in Philly.
I think where his problem was, right, and this is just me, and Will, if you hear this, I'm a big fan.
I love him.
I just think that we thought Will was corny.
Right.
So we didn't listen to his bars.
Correct.
But he got bars.
Okay, I can't argue with that. That's a good statement.
He got bars.
But would you put him in the same realm as an Eminem? Would you put him in the same realm as a Guru? People who had bars for days.
I think with the right beat and the right look, yes.
Okay. The one thing he did right was he knew that no one was really listening to him. So he always had good beats behind him and good rhythms, which is why Miami was such a big song. Which is why parents don't understand. It was comedy.
Come
It was
on,
more
Tuffy,
comedy than
Tuffy,
serious
Tuffy.
rhyming.
Summertime.
Somehow
For days.
that's still about. Mm-hmm.
But if I'm correct, he didn't write Summertime. Wasn't that Rakim?
No, he said that he wrote it with Rakim in mind. That's what he said.
I think I was told that Rakim actually wrote the whole rhyme.
That's what he said. That's what he said.
Let's ask Alexa.
Yeah, let's ask Alexa.
Will said that he because from if I'm not mistaken, Snoop Dogg asked Will if he wrote Summertime or did Rakim write Summertime. Will said that he idolized Rakim so much that he wrote it with Rakim in mind.
Right. I idolize Luther Vandross and Stevie Wonder, but I ain't got neither one of their songs coming out of my album. But I idolize Chuck Berry. I'm not doing that bend down and hopping on the stage with one arm and one leg. I truly believe that Rakim wrote that song, and Will Smith said, "I'm gonna need you to just act like I never got this from you. Here's this $10 million and whatever else you need.
This check, it'd be quiet."
Right, I'm gonna believe that for the rest of my life, unless Terrence got bars.
Who?
Terrence
who?
Terrence Stanley, the casting director. I'm sitting 10 feet from.
Ah, we got to put him on Drop the Mic.
We got to put him on Drop the Mic. His rap name is Broadway, just so you know.
Broadway? Okay.
Broadway. Right. His first single, I'm singing on Broadway. No, I'm kidding. I'm joking. But real talk, he got bars. Real talk. And I'm not talking about bars with Bacardi, because we got that too. But he got bars.
Okay.
You should think about it.
Put him on Drop the Mosaic.
Drop the Mosaic, baby. I'm a fat guy from the Bronx. I sing in the Forks. I need to eat this.
Oh man.
I'm sorry.
So out of all the you've seen the video transitions throughout the years, what was your favorite era for videos?
Wow. Wow, that's a hard one. I love what we were doing in the 80s and 90s, but I think when Hype and Little X and cats like that took it to the next level, and they were actually using the money that we were talking about using in the 90s.
Yeah.
That's when it got real official.
Yeah.
I think everything that Missy did and everything that he did with Janet and Busta, when Busta did that whole Coming to America joint, classic. And they were spending on, remember the time, Michael Jackson? Come on, I mean,
classic.
Those were some amazing projects. They made videos like This Is the Life of the Entertainer look like crap. Like our biggest budget was a cigar.
But now all you got to do is give dude 600 and what's that? Patron?
That's a Patron, right?
Or some Douce, we good.
Call it a day. I mean, it's a different ball game. I mean, videos now are weird because everybody's shooting them in their backyard with their phone.
Yeah,
I've shot a few of them like that for fun. But I think
we're shooting this in our backyard right now.
Listen, if I don't want to go in my backyard where the snow is at. It would be very unfair to me because I'm already cold and I'm in the house. But that's the truth. We can shoot this in the backyard, and I love the fact that the world has allowed us. I don't know. Quarantine has pushed us and propelled us into doing things differently.
Yeah,
and I'm grateful for that. The quarantine might have been an opportunity for losses, but it's also been a great opportunity for gains. Mm-hmm. And this is one of them. And I'm thankful that you guys are doing this. There is a need for it. There is an audience for it. And I pray that y'all continue to rise. I pray that this is, I pray that diving in stilettos first. And I pray that y'all rise.
Keep all of this. Keep going.
All good. I want y'all to do great things. I hope that in a year when your show is getting millions of dollars a month and y'all call me, I hope my gift basket has a car in it. You know?
Listen. I just thank you for a few things. I thank you for one believing in me, because you could have easily said no or didn't answer me, like, because I've hit a few people.
I love you.
They don't believe. You know what I'm saying? So it's cool to it's good to know that you believe in you believe in the homie. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I thank you for doing this. You know what I'm saying? And we got some goodies coming up. You know what I'm saying? And one thing I'm gonna say here, and it's not to be malicious or any of those things, but all the people who told me no and the people who did not answer my calls, I do remember.
And you should. And you should. And you know what's funny? What you should do is think about getting some pictures printed of the ones who said no and interview them anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have some fun.
Yeah.
We can do it like an audience show, like like seat fillers.
Okay.
It could be the seat filler episode, and you can have some, and Shawnee can have some.
And just
by the way,
picture.
Grizz, first, yeah, no doubt, whatever you need, I got you. First of all, I just want you to know, Grizz, I love you. There was no way I wasn't going to do this. And then when I saw how fine your co-host was, I was like, oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Thank you.
Whoever is Shawnee's man, please, I'm just playing. Relax, bro. Please don't come for me.
You better watch yourself, man. She got a few coming for you. Go be in your inbox, man.
I'm watching my back. I'm watching. I was joking. I'm not. I got a girl.
She already got a few knocking down her DMs.
I thought I just saw a shadow pass her curtain. Shawnee, I will be following you on Instagram shortly.
Oh, you're too funny.
We lost you. You paused.
Thank you. I will be following back.
Her laugh was so hard it paused.
So, besides the current project, what else are you working on, or what's coming up, or what you already have in the can that we can look out for?
We got a few projects that we're moving towards. We have a project in Atlanta that's going to happen at the top of the year. We have a project in New York, so get ready for that. I'll let you know more about it once the papers are inked, and the ink is dry. We are just grateful. We're grateful to keep doing great things. I have a few films coming out that I was a part of. I don't want to even say the names because names change so quickly, and I have no clue until I get an official email. But I have 3 films that'll be out before the end of the year. So I will update you guys via email, and you can talk about it if you like, or you can just treat me like I'm one of those paper people in the filler seats.
Nah, we never do that. So where can the fans no, better yet, I got a question for you real quick before we let you go. For the underdog that's sitting at home that has an idea on paper, had a few doors slammed in their faces, is being laughed at about their ideas. What type of what type of
advice?
Shawnee, you were supposed to come and help me out there, Shawnee.
Shawnee,
We were having a moment. It was beautiful.
You were supposed to have my backup. You were supposed to hit me with the help me out.
She was busy sending me a text on the side. I'm sorry. I apologize. That's my fault.
Nah, but you helped me out because I needed that right there.
I'm here for you, brother.
I was stuck. So yeah, what kind of advice do you have for the people?
Okay. First of all, never trust the people that tell you can't do it. Everybody can't see your potential. Yes, ideas are great. Ideas can be stolen. Be careful with that. It's called show business for a reason. Show is what we see. Business is what happens. Don't ever forget that. But stay inspired. This is one of the things I tell all my friends. Pack a bag and keep it by the door so that way you don't have to get ready. You're already ready. Start moving forward. There are ideas out there that have not been used yet. There are scripts that haven't been written. There are books that haven't been written. Put it down one day at a time, one page at a time. You want to write a book? Don't talk about it, be about it. Start with the chapters. Take a sheet of paper and write down 10 ideas for the names of the chapters. As you write the names, you'll start to write ideas for each chapter. So get a blank sheet of paper, get a blank book. We all know 69 cents at the dollar store for the composition book. Get it, start it, put it in motion. My mother has been writing a child's book since I was a baby, and I'm 52 years old. She finally got the gumption up and started writing this book. Her book is complete. I'm very proud of her. Even if it doesn't come to fruition to sell the way she wants it to, she completed it. Do the work. Believe in yourself. Have faith in yourself. And the naysayers will come. The naysayers might be yourself, might be your mother, might be your cousin. Let them inspire you. Let them give you the fuel to drive the car. Stay focused. Stay prepared. Don't get ready. Be ready. I love y'all.
Love you too. Yo, before you go, where can they find you? Where can the people find you?
Tuffy BX NYC is my IG. It's also my Gmail. Tuffy TUFFY BX NYC at Gmail is my email, and at Tuffy BX NYC. And I love y'all, man. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you, Tuffy.
All right.
I love y'all. God bless. Thank you so much for having me.
He's amazing.
Baby, you my Cinderella, so you know I'm overzealous. You would be fine with no help, I swear, but I want you all to myself to show you I got plans for you. We can hit the mall and spend and bend it too. Take you on a trip and get it 10 to 2. Cause I got plans for you, plans for you. I'm a fan of you. I'm just trying to show you I'm the